Aquarius. What's up, Aquarius? How y'all doing? The reason I keep burning my sage, right, is because I really feel like it's some kind of, I can really feel this. I don't know why. They said, and they being several practitioners that I've talked to, and plus the way my chart is set up, my birth chart, which I do offer birth chart reads, by the way. But several of them said that I was an Aquarius in the last life. So maybe that's why I feel whatever this is. So, Aquarius, you know your nature, right? And this is just off the cuff real quick, but you know your nature, you know how you are. Like, you might be detached emotionally, like quick to cut something off and go on to the next thing. And you all about move air. People think that you're water because of the way that you look in the tarot, but with the cups and the balance, well, really, like the star card, like, you're all about transmuting energy. It's like you don't stay with a terrible energy long, but you might be drawn into staying with something too long because it's a part of your community or a part of who you love, and it's like you're all about them. You're all about doing for the all. You're not really selfish, even though you can come across as selfish, but you probably just really, really smart and know how to use energy well, which is, I don't have the energy for this. If I give y'all everything that I got, then what can I do for you all? I can't do for you all if I can't do for myself, if I'm empty. So maybe that's one of these situations, because I did see the Six of Pentacles yesterday when I did your reading, right? But let's get into this today before I get to going off on a tangent. Well, first, let's start with the crystal energy, like I spoke about. I got a little smoky quartz on the Moonology card. Got a little angelite, is it? And lapis lazuli. Same thing. I wasn't even coughing. Every time I try to read for y'all yesterday, like, my throat just started getting so sore. I mean, sore, not sore, dry. I hope y'all couldn't hear that, because I really hate to hear people swallow on mic. It's just, it's like, ugh. I don't know. That's just my own thing, though. But anyway, let me see. What is the best stone or crystal energy for Aquarius to have around them to integrate the knowledge from this reading? Okay. My mind and body are balanced. I am healthy. It says reduce inflammation, release anger and resentment, heal old mental and emotional wounds, improve inner peace, and balance mind, body, and emotions. That is so perfect for the energy I was getting. So this is Chrysocolla. I feel like this is Chrysocolla too, but just because one of them is polished and the other one isn't, you can't even really see it. You might have to just blow it up. But one of them is polished. This is unpolished. So maybe that's why it doesn't look exactly like this. But I feel like this is Chrysocolla because this is the stone I got when I first start understanding chakra work and how you ground and how you can use stones, like you can lay down on the earth. It's very creepy. It took me about 3 years to get to the point where I could just be at peace for 15 straight minutes. I'm trying to increase that, but be at peace just laying on the ground with nothing underneath me. Oh my God. Oh my God, guys. That was a journey. But one day I heard myself say, it's okay. Me and the bugs are one. Listen, I understand how crazy that sounds. Listen, you got to understand I'm y'all, right? I really understand how crazy that sounds, but the fact of the matter is, if I said it and it sounds crazy to even me, trust me when I tell you that that was the most settling download I think I've gotten in a really long time about the true connection of us to the earth. Having said that, the moon energy is one of the most important energies that we can learn to incorporate into our lives, like one that we could learn from. Really, that's the best way I could say that. So the moonology card that you got was a time for healing, the balsamic moon. So right now we're in the waning moon energy. Yesterday you got a full moon energy, but we were in the waning moon. The full moon was on the 12th, the 11th, 12th, and 13th of April, and it was in Libra. That energy, where is it? We'll put this one. That energy was about compromise. Both parties working together to reach a common goal, working through the differences that you guys might have and trying to bring those differences together to, reap a benefit, right? So coming off that energy, the moon is now waning and it's about to go into new moon. It'll be in the new moon May the 4th. So from now until May the 4th, there's a falling away of all of the climatic things that happened, the endings that happened, the new beginnings that happened, the coming together or falling apart that happened. Some people actually got their wishes, right? Like, let's just say you was manifesting some money, or let's just say you manifested a roommate. Let's just say you manifested a roommate because you needed some help. But you might have seen that there was some things with this roommate that you're not going to be able to tolerate, you don't want to do, or whatever the case may be, it's out of your rules or whatever. Like maybe you said no smoking in the house and this person smoking in the house. Small example, right? So you might have reached a point where you need this person to leave. You know what I mean? Or you could just take that and to put it into whatever arena it fits into in your life. I don't know everybody's story specifically. I do offer personal readings. You can reach me through the contact information in my bio or on my page, wherever that shows up. But A Time for Healing really talks about leaving the past in the past. Now, that was yesterday's energy when it seemed very climatic. So it might not be as easy as this is going to sound, but I followed in energy. And so somebody went through something just last night. It's impossible that it wasn't just last night, because now we're on to the very next thing. And if it wasn't just last night and if it didn't happen yet, energy is fluid. So you could be seeing this video 5 months from now, but you know that just last night something happened and you're an Aquarius and you're like, this sound like my thing. Like, it just works how it works. But the frequency I'm catching, the feeling I'm getting is that it's something that is like boom, boom. Like, all right, it's done. Boom. Now it's a time for healing. So in the beginning, I talked about, why I do tarot and why I'm trying to give y'all this feeling. It's because I really learned how to heal. I really understood what it meant to heal. I really did read the all of the oracle books and all of this stuff just to see what they was talking about and actually start doing them. That's why you see all these essential oils back here, and I got these little ways of centering myself in the middle of every storm. It's not that anything external to me changed for the better or worse. It's just that internally I started being able to understand how to deal with what I was feeling. And that's what Spirit is really guiding you guys to today, because this time for healing is like, yes, this thing might have happened just recently or it might be coming up. So this is a warning that something might be coming your way that you're going to eventually need to let go of, leave in the past, and heal from. You have to look at it, well, not have to. My grandfather used to say, you don't got nothing but stay black and die, your color and die. But I encourage you to look at it on a both person perspective. Libra is about balance and about justice and about, sometimes it takes climatic events. Sometimes it takes, challenges, and it takes like, a split in the paths when you might have thought things were all straight. Sometimes it takes that for you to get put on your right path, for the person around you to go follow their path in life, and this is when you have to surrender your wants, your need to understand, your need to know, to the divine. And in the time that you learn how to heal yourself, you'll be learning also like some kind of valuable skill in life, like how to handle the wheel as it turns, the wheel that don't stop till you get up off this plane. You know what I mean? And if we learn how to handle that, we can stop being so upset and depressed. We can start planning ahead. We can start really hearing our intuition and become very useful to ourselves, and then get to our soul's mission, which is useful for the collective, whatever the collective is. It could be your immediate group, or it could be you have some kind of gift or talent or some kind of creation in you that you need to get out. But the thing is, we can't do anything until we balance in our chakras. So the next card I have is, how do you cultivate resilience in the face of setbacks or obstacles on your journey of growth? So perfect. Now, this is the first card that I pulled, because I always ask. This is from a personal growth deck, because that seems to be the kind of reader I am. Like, I mean, I see chaos, but I don't think I even see it the same way to be all dramatic. That's how I know it's something going on with y'all, because this feels dramatic, and I be on some kumbaya. I try anyway. So I learned valuable lessons from my past experiences and I use them to shape my future. So that's how you cultivate resilience. That's how you look challenges and obstacles in the face and you just be like, I learned valuable lessons. You see what you can get from what's going on instead of looking at the hurt that you feel. You know, pain is an emotion, and those emotions are energies. And the more you train your neurons and all those things that fire off to give us our emotions or our memories and feelings, the more you keep remembering, the more you keep ruminating, the more you keep wishing the scenario was different or trying to create a different scenario in your head to help you accept something you need to let go of. Like each time you do that, you reinforcing the growth of like the neurons that's going to be hard for you to heal from. You're going to have to put actual effort into the ones that's going to keep you feeling down. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of things you can do. You can get up and go out in nature, take a walk, take your headphones off, and just take a walk and listen. Listen to the birds chirping and the wind hitting the leaves. It all sounds romantic and it sounds like a movie, but it's a truth. You know, if you want to know how to heal, if you want to know how to stand in the face of your obstacle, knowing that on the other side of this door shutting, there's change. The situation could change and heal itself, yes. But more importantly, you could change by learning something, by learning how to see an opposing view in a way that gives you another nugget of knowledge. And that's perfect too, because we're coming from the Scorpio moon and going into the Sagittarius moon, which is all about philosophy, perspective, broadening how you see things, looking outside. And this is a perfect, that's what I mean by using the moon energy. When the moon is in a sign, you look at the traits of that sign. You can even just type in Google, what does it mean when the moon is in Sagittarius spiritually? What spiritual work could be done? Blah, 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 blah. You know, and you can find that out for yourself. You know, you can follow the moon. It's called moon mapping. It's 8 phases, 8 main phases in the moon. But anywho, that's what we're going to be doing on this channel because it's not that you can't do these things out of step. Let me say that. You can heal whenever you want to heal. You can manifest whenever you want to manifest. You can write an intention list whenever you want. It's just that when the energy is coming from the moon, the same way you can feel the sun, you can feel the energy from the moon. It just it doesn't change your temperature or anything like that, but the energy is hitting your auric field. That's assistance from other realms. It's a portal of assistance. So if you learn how to use them, you can have more, you can set more of a strong intent, knowing that you're being strongly backed by the universe at that moment, which you're always backed by the universe. But cosmically, everything is coming together to work in your favor to get you to the next steps and next phases of your journey. So those was the three main energies. Now, I have this Orisha tarot deck, right? Because I believe in all things. Like I have a Thoth tarot deck as well, and um that's Hermes. That's Hermes Trismegistus. His name's so nice you had to say it 3 times. And he's also the ruler of Mercury, which is the creator of me, a Gemini. But you got the Seven of Wands and the Five of Swords from the Orisha deck. I'm going to read to you guys in the closing. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get you another oracle, but I'm going to read these two in a separate chapter in the closing, just in case you want to know what that's about. But the gist of it is you feel left out or somebody around you feels left out. Um, like like I said, that energy with that Eight of Swords and that Three of Cups yesterday was like, it's just some gossip talk. It just sounds like you're in a bad environment. To transmute the word bad, you're in an environment where if you want to take a bird's eye view and just step back, you know what I mean, and look at what's going on, become an observer of the situation, it might do you some good to learn how to not get into that situation again, or it might help to empower you to see how much you finesse and navigate your way through this. But the great thing about you, if you just remember that detachment is your thing. So while you might feel stuck in emotion, Aquarius, make your mind up and do what you got to do. Stand on business. The Seven of Wands is literally that. Somebody around you does not want to, y'all just won't agree. The answer is no. There's no compromise to be had, you know, and from the full moon, if you guys weren't willing to compromise, the full moon said it got to go because Libra is Libra. Balance is balance. Cosmically, there was balance happening. So if there's a no and a yes, no, it got to be 2 no's or 2 yeses. And 2 no's means a dissolution of a friendship or a relationship or whatever it may be. It did give vibes of breakups and divorces and moving on because this person wasn't emotionally available or they were a waste of your time. Those was also the vibes last night too. So to see this a time for healing really does give me indication that you guys have made some kind of significant decision or somebody around you did. There's that, you know, so I still got this thing fucked up because it's all the time, but sometimes it go off because my internet not all the way on. Not them anyway. I got other internet. And I'd be like, that ding ding always come right on time. Like they be like message. So literally, we're gonna go through this and we're gonna see where you at right now, how you feeling right now. What's the challenge to how you feeling, or what's the challenge around you? What's in your environment that's challenging right now? And then we also want to get into what the best energy is that you can use um to get the best possible outcome out of this situation. That was my intro. I want to thank you guys if you stayed this entire time to listen to that. Please hit that like button. I would like you also, if you don't mind, please, if you could, to hit that subscribe button, because I'm trying to get my numbers up, because I want to do the live chats, and I want to do free readings on like maybe once or twice a week where I'm just answering questions, just to, I really want to just give y'all what I've been getting. I'm telling you, I'm excited about that. I went through something myself, and I was like, okay, no, I want to sit still and heal. I want to figure out how to do that. You know what I mean? And I was like, and I don't know how to do that. And what I'm giving y'all right now, these are the same tools that I used. This is the same place that I sat in, where I actually figured out how to transmute emotions into something very positive for me. And it is a process. Hence the reason why it's videos from who knows how long ago I posted those, and not every single day like I had planned on doing. I gotta you gotta roll with the energy sometimes. You get better results. So anyway, so for those, this is for, we're gonna move into the tarot. I'm gonna use the light series that we're gonna move into the tarot. Well, first, let me pull these. Let me pull these first. I feel interested to pull these first. For the Aquarius collective, who this message resonates for. If you guys want to leave anything in the comments, let me know what your story is. I love reading. I love talking. Very communicative. Um, if you want a reading, personal reading, I do those. 24-hour turnaround time, and they're very inexpensive. Sliding scale fee. And what else? Okay, let's just get into this. So what is the energy of the Aquarius collective going through this right now? What I say? A time for healing. Guess what come out? You can you can see what's going on here. If she don't look like she healing, he, you know what I mean? No, not she, he. Well, it's a card that's already drawn. Y'all see it's a female image on there. Literally right in line with what we was just discussing. It's a time for healing. It's a time to think about, like, how would this situation look if both of us just like made a decision, stood on business, or all of us just decided to part ways, or I just decided to go get another job, or and heal away from the situation? Like, how would it look? Like, it's time for me to move on, but I need to rest first. I can't really move on until me and the situation feel healed, because I don't want to take this energy with me into my new era, my new chapter, or whatever it is I'm trying to manifest, because that energy will manifest as well. You want to keep that in mind. Okay, and whichever card comes out next is getting taken in the reverse. But I'll read it upright in reverse and see if it fits into what the challenge may be at this time. It just depends on what comes out. So what is the challenge that the Aquarius collective is facing at this time, Spirit? Challenge. Too perfect, bro. Listen. And it's really funny. This is the So I've recorded several videos since I recorded this one video where I talked to the collective about balance on the planet being restored. Like, that's what's happening right now. And it's a very big Libra energy. And this is the card that I pulled. If you want to go back and look at that video, it's one of the newer ones that I posted. Well, probably the ones right before the black shirt. I forgot what I had on, but it says you deserve balance. And it was Black Lilith in Libra, but it was like a precursor to this actual Libra full moon that we just now had. And the energy of the divine feminine on the planet was this Nine of Wands energy, where I was explaining to the collective how it feels to be in the Nine of Wands energy. It's like you MNF and tired. You just tired. You're not all the way done, but you tired. You're not like, you don't have no fight left in you, but you got like un poquito. Like, you got just the smallest amount of fight left in you, but you still need to stand your ground. Like, this might be like I said, a climatic event. A climatic event. This is a climatic event. This is where you feel as if, like, this is too much. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm giving up. I'm giving up on this situation. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just going to be like, whatever's the easiest, least past, what is it? The path of least resistance. That's the path that you want to take. And it's very fitting because the reading last night, when your current energy, this card was the Six of Swords, which is you moving on the calmer waters. You don't want to fight no more because you're tired. You gave up. So in the shadow position and the upright position, both of them say, so the shadow position is more leaning towards you just want to give up. But the upright position was you still want to fight. So for those of you that don't know if you want to stay or go in whatever situation this applies to, the message with that is it might not be in your best interest to keep fighting for it. It might not. Like, don't stay where you're not wanted. That's the vibes of that five of disc over here with the Orisha Tarot. Don't stay where you're not wanted. Don't stay where somebody don't have somebody there that don't have somebody there that don't want to be there. You know what I mean? Like that type of vibe. Like, if you don't if you don't want me, then don't talk to me. Type business. You know what I mean? I gotta stop singing on camera. So what's the best energy for Aquarius to be in? Listen, I'm not as serious as I be sounding. I'm waiting for the actual me to pop out on these videos. So I gotta keep going. This is me, but it's like I don't really have a community yet. So I don't even really know who I'm talking to yet. That's why I want y'all to comment. Like, somebody say something if you're watching. I didn't even have a chance to ask questions all the way because they already know what I want to know. The Chariot. This is the best possible energy for you to be in. And I feel that. You know why? Because you have to be determined to heal. You have to be determined to you have to be determined to seek what you damn. So listen. Oh man. Okay. Let me stop. So what's going on is this mini little situation underneath the deck explaining exactly. Yep. Explaining exactly what I saw last night, almost to the T, with the addition of the 1010. This wasn't here last night, which lets me know, like I said, I really feel like we're moving in line with a story right now. And this is under the deck. Sometimes it's the energy coming up, but sometimes for me, it's like what has transpired already. It's behind you. And you also have the King of Pentacles here too. The King of Pentacles, to me, is in this situation with y'all is staying calm in the eye of the storm. The King of Pentacles sturdy. He do what makes sense. He's a fan of common sense. He understands everybody don't have it. He's the King of Pentacles. So he has a bit of understanding and maturity and wisdom with him. It helps him understand the next person. You know, everybody's soul path is different. Everybody awakens at different times. And I mean awaken, even if you're not heavily spiritual, I mean awaken to themselves or awaken to who they want to be, or their dreams and aspirations, or different parts of themselves that need healing that they see. They might learn something about themselves. They might learn that, like, you know, it's time for them to move forward, that this isn't the thing for them anymore. And as painful as that can be, even if this person promised you forever, as painful as that can be, love is bigger than the need to be right. And that means that you guys probably had the best intentions when you set up the situation. Maybe it ran for a long time. It gives the vibes that it ran for a long time. But the situation is no longer fruitful for either party involved, or heavily fruitful for one party and heavily draining for another. And either way, it's out of complete balance. And if it's one that's promoting a certain kind of happiness that's toxic to your path, it's also being removed. If you haven't taken the time to recognize your path, work on your path, see what's going on with your path, because you're caught up in, you know, debauchery, which I had my time with the debauchery. I still indulge in a few things, but not often, because I'm really trying to be in my path. And it's like, that's what it does. That's what intention setting does. That's when you really try to work in line with every element possible to get where you're going. And that's what that Chariot card talks about. But this backstory here, the Eight of Swords was your energy, like I said last night. in the middle, and it was with the Three of Cups. Now you got the Three of Swords, the Five of Wands. That's heartbreak over a fight. Five of Wands is literally somebody being like, listen, man, no. But it's usually something you can recover from. But because of the mental turmoil that this situation caused you, Aquarius, it's better for you just to leave it in the past and move on. Shut the door. Boom, Ten of Swords. Go find something new with the Fool card. Take a leap of faith into the unknown. You might not always have the answers. Everything is not always knowable. Balsamic moon is a very healing moon, time just to resting your mind. Four of Swords is a mental rest so you can plan for the future. So because all the swords deal with the mind. Then you have jump and leap. Look, the Fool and the Page of Wands is your energy underneath this deck. So it's like it's what's coming up next after you get through this, after you heal through this, which is what we're talking about today. After you heal through this is coming next. You taking leaps and jumping in on new stuff and seeing what you might like and being adventurous and trusting yourself, just, probably with better understanding and discernment within yourself about what it is that you want. Because at the bottom of the deck, you got this crazy lighting. At the bottom of the deck, you got the Ten of Pentacles. You want what most of us want on this life, whatever you call your Ten of Pentacles. It might not be a traditional relationship. That might not be what you want. But you might want the comforts. This card is very luxurious and it's full of all of this love. It's a Pentacles card. But you kind of need the Pentacles to be able to receive and give love this way, where you're free and you're not worried and you know who you're giving to and you can trust who's around you. That's what Spirit wants for all of us. That's literally the story. I don't even know if I need to clarify these. I didn't bust that down. So I will, though. Let's see if it's anything else. Tell me about this Four of Swords. I didn't jump straight into that. I had to just cut this. Yeah, timestamps. It's lit. So, give me the Four of Swords for Aquarius, please. Four of Swords for Aquarius. Let's see. Can you see over there? Yeah. I still feel very anxious, like tense, like whatever y'all going through. Just know that, like, challenges come up sometimes to change our perspective on something we might have thought was one way, on something we might have been looking at with rose-colored glasses, something we might have thought was a great setup, but we don't understand our path. Spirit can see what we can't. So they will make adjustments. Spirit, God, the divine, however you address your higher being, because as long as you believe that there's a higher being, a higher source that's guiding you, whoever that is for you, they guiding us and they know exactly what we need and what we don't. And it's just such a human thing for us not to want to accept it, because we are ego driven. We want what we want and we want it now, right now. They even enforce that in the world, but let me not get off into a tangent. So tell me about this Four of Swords for their energy, for Aquarians energy right now. Finding the inner strength. That's what you got to do, Aquarius. You got to jump in and find that inner strength. I keep forgetting not to do that. But and find that inner strength. The eight of anything, and the Judgment on the bottom of the deck. The Strength card is all about taming yourself. The lion is very powerful. It's the king of the jungle. You know what I mean? King, queen, however, whichever. And the most important thing about power is knowing how to use it effectively. Think about excessive force. You got a gun, you got a baton, you got mace, and I might have called you a name that you ain't like, and now you're gonna mace me in my face. That's abuse of power all day. Excessive force. The Strength card talks about you managing your emotions, because Aquarius, you don't get mad often, but when you do, everybody bet to run and run fast. It's about to go down. It's crazy work, and that's for the Aquarius that's more on the heal side of things. For those Aquarians that struggle with a toxic environment their entire life, your vagus nerves, honey, your vagus nerve system, which is the adrenaline, fight or flight, got you ready to fight instantly, like a fuse. The second something go down, you on it. You know what I mean? So this could be what your energy has been with that really big emotional explosion that was just felt last night, or recently in your recent past, or is coming up for you in your future, whenever you hear this. With the energy, like I said, right now, and today is April 15th, 2025. So this is just in case somebody hears this some time from now. But like I said, energy is fluid, so it might still fit, but you have to rest. And you have to rest until you feel like you've rested enough to have restored some of your strength, because you got some other stuff coming up and you're going to need yourself, right? You're going to need yourself for the rest of your life, like the rest of the things in your life. This isn't the only situation in your life. I'm sure of it. There's other situations and things that need you to be present for it, right? But if you're completely exhausted and exacerbated by the recent events, you'll be of no good use to yourself. And you'll start missing things that are really important, creating more situations that are going to put you in that Eight of Swords energy, worried and not really knowing how things are going in X, Y, and Z. So also it talks about having compassion, that thing I was talking about, by being able to step out and look at the situation as an observer and try to understand this thing from a life path perspective, or try to understand that sometimes people's, what we call like narcissists, let's just take narcissists, right? The biggest thing I hear when I listen to what a narcissist is a lot of us was raised by them, and a lot of us are them because we was raised by them, and we can't see inside ourselves our own toxicity, right? But somebody experienced it. You pissed somebody off before in your life. You made bad decisions before in your life. You let somebody down in your life. That's the compassion that strength asks you to have, where you can look at a situation and say, maybe this person just needs to grow up, or maybe this person just needs to go explore what they want, or maybe this person just isn't set up for the kind of life that I want to build. Like maybe you want to have children and your partner doesn't, and y'all fight about it all the time because y'all been married for 12 years and you're miserable because you're getting older and your time is running thin, and your partner is like, no, hard stop, full stop. The better thing for y'all to do, instead of you having to sacrifice what you want in life, you may just have to sacrifice that man and trust the divine, or woman, or however it's going to go, and trust in the divine and know that this situation isn't the right situation. Because if your soul is calling you, especially to do something as serious as have a child, create a whole nother life, if that's what your soul is calling for you to do, you have to be with somebody that, well, you should really put that in your mind, that you need to be with somebody that wants that. Because it take two of y'all to fight through your own interaction with each other and whoever you about to raise and bills and, life just being life and all types of stuff. So let me see. You have Judgment at the bottom of the deck with the King of Cups. You had to make a very wise but loving decision to call something for what it was, to awaken to what you were seeing and experiencing. It was a lot of ambiguous energy, the energy of not knowing if this is really that or that, being confused, delusional, because somebody is either tricking you or showing you one thing and it's really not that, or you lying to yourself about what you're seeing and you falling for your own trickery, the rose-colored glasses. Either way, towers hit and brought that thing come down. What? I'm not. I'm not from nobody island nowhere, or maybe an ancestor is. Because what did I just say? Tell me about the Nine of Wands in the shadow position, please. Thing come down. Nine of Wands. Thanks. And I'm gonna take that. Yeah. So, Aquarius, you really felt as though the best thing for you to do was to let the situation, give up on it. Just like, you know what? I'm tired. I'm throwing all the wands down. If you just want to look at it the way it looks, it's like you see her standing on the wands and, standing on business. And at this, she's just like, you know what? F these wands. If they fall, they fall. They got a gravity, do your thing. I don't even care. Because whatever this is, I'm done fighting over it. I'm done going through it. I'm tired of fighting them. I give up. And it says letting go of regret in the Seven of Cups reverse, letting go of regret, ending stagnation, moving forward. And then you got the Chariot as your possible outcome and what energy to use. So it's almost like Spirit is saying, use this momentum that you already picked up by being lit enough to make the decision to call it what it was, or accept it for what it was, instead of fighting it to be what you want it to be. Spirit is like saying, congratulations, Slick, you did it. Now's the time for you to sit still. If you press any harder, you're going to do more to hurt yourself. Like if you say goodbye and the person is calling, do not get tempted to answer. If you moved away from a job but you don't know where you're going at next, don't fall into fear and dismay. If you felt that strongly, and it better not be from no tarot advice, just one person, you should leave, and you went and you said, I'm gone. No, these are all for reflections. But the reflections usually give you exactly what you need. It's just that everything is done in divine timing. So snap decisions are almost always not recommended unless there's such a grave and violent situation. Oh, not to mention, I forgot, this energy could give with that seven of wands, that there might be some violence for some of you in your atmosphere. The best approach to that is to not be confrontational. Move in silence, move sideways, but get away. There's a lot of hotlines for help. I hope nobody's really going through things that drastic, but if you are, my prayers are with you. You will make it through this. If you're here listening to this, it's just more guidance from spirit, using somebody else, Mona Mia the seer, to give out my perspective on how I understand what I'm seeing, because it can help somebody, and that's what I'm here to do. So, the Seven of Cups in reverse also, because the Seven of Cups upright is also a card of illusions, a card of being caught in fantasy, the rose-colored glasses. That's literally what that Seven of Cups is about. So in the reverse, it's like coming clear-minded. It's like seeing it clear, focusing in, instead of like, Seven of Cups is delusions. What cup has the best thing in it? You don't know. It's all surprise cups. You know what I mean? Like that. Instead of feeling like that, you're coming to a point where, no, I picked the cup and the cup was me. In whatever scenario, you picked yourself, because spirit is saying heal. So even if it's a situation, let's just say it's a situation where you both picked each other, but it was a tough situation to go through, or you and your friends or you and your family decide to work through it instead of separating. It's still a time for everybody to step back from the situation and heal, is what the situation is all about. So, because the energy with the surrender to the divine last night also talked about your wishes coming true. And I did touch on the fact that you want to be in a healed state so you can see clearly whether or not what you wish for was the best thing to wish for, because they always going to give us what we want. But sometimes it's just to show us to watch what we asking for. So I'm gonna get into that seven of chariot. I do it every time. That Cancer energy, that chariot energy, that determination, that drive, moon. So the Cancer energy I just spoke about is that number 7. It's just, that's what the chariot is. Ruling planet is, or planetary influence is, and it talks about having drive and determination and focus. So you in the perfect place. If you pick up the lesson, like we talked about earlier, if you pick up the lesson and pick up more of the lessons that you can learn through this by watching yourself go through this, and less of the what already happened. Like, don't focus on the negative. Don't get caught in focusing on parts of the conversation that you wanted to go one way, or things you could have said that you didn't get to say, or what might happen if such and such and blah blah blah. Like, don't even get caught up in that. Just start moving forward. This is really looking like it's just saying move forward, because you have it in you, Aquarius. You have that drive, that determination to steer those horses where you want them to go. But it also talks about a fleeting victory. Like, if you do not take time out to heal, if you keep pressing the situation, if you get aggressive, if you might just be poking the line bare, because the other person, take energies as they resonate. But the other person, I don't know what their sign may be or what's going on with them, but they might also be getting guidance to calm down, but they might also be a fire starter too. So you don't want to be the one to go in and incite fury. Is basically the advice with that. You know what I mean? And also, the fleeting victory is, if you don't sit still with that, you could do that, and you also can slip yourself back in, out of, further away from getting to your new start. It'll be like you won something by walking out the door, or like this is a victory right now. But look, you got the 7 and the 8, two major arcana, so this is significant to your journey. But the 7th and the 8th arcanas, you have the determination and driving. You won, you were victorious. Now take that strength and heal. Take the time to tame your want, whatever it may be. You might have to tame your need to know, Aquarius. You know what I mean? You might have to tame your need to win. You might have to tame your need to and I don't mean these to be triggering, but if they are words that are triggering you, perfect. Figure out why. Why would the word win trigger you? Like, because somebody said to you, oh, you always try and win in an argument. Well, the healing you can do on that is maybe you just accept the fact that with that person, your vision on it made just a bit more sense. And they saw it. And instead of them saying, "You right," they deflected, because we all have narcissistic tendencies. But we all are hurt little children trying to figure out how to heal and get along with each other. That's what I was getting at with that narcissist story at first. They raised us because they were raised by them. And they were raised by them. And especially those of us that went through any kind of captive, stories in our culture, we definitely were raised by people who were mistakenly narcissists. They didn't know how else to exist. Once they got free, they had to figure things out for themselves, for their family, but for themselves, and also figure out how to heal from what the madness that ensued. So those running in our genes. So yeah, we still got some cast off after tremors of people dealing with that situation. And we also have the current traumas from generations of just hurt unaddressed. And I feel that that's the reason why, and now in life, it's such an open air market slash the word market, just don't know what better word to put right there. But for us that are tapping into our God given, spirit given, divinely given gifts to be connected, because our souls are tethered, we able to come into communities and actually give out what we've experienced, which is healing. This is here for healing. Yes, you could say all this other stuff, but that's for the people that do all that other stuff. Me, I'm on the healing side. I'm on the feeling side. I'm on y'all side. Because y'all side is my side. Because these be my stories too. That's why I can talk about them. Tell me about that chariot. That's the energy that spirit wants you to know that's on deck for you. Take those emotions and channel them into something good. Like, if you think that you're becoming obsessive about that situation, or you have the tendency to become obsessive about that situation, I suggest you don't watch these videos, too many of them. Well, set a time during the day that you watch them. Like, I'm gonna watch them from 5 to 6, and then the rest of the day do something else. Get obsessive about something else. Whatever you like to do. If you like to read, obsessively read. If you like to anything that you want to do that's healthy, and I say obsessive loosely, because never obsessing is not a good thing. That's an unbalanced way of existing. But you get the vibes around the word obsessing and how I'm saying it. Take that transform that energy into something positive. Use that to go work out. Use that to paint. That's something that you can do obsessively that's non-harming, because you can do little paints. Like, you can color. Get a coloring book. I got a couple of them. It works. They said, listen, fear of the unknown and despair, regret. Yes. So this is spirit saying that the best energy for you to be in, to get out of the energy that you have become in due to your recent circumstances, spirit is saying use that to use this chariot energy. Use that chariot energy to champion yourself out of these feelings of fear, out of these feelings of despair, out of this chaotic situation with the full moon. With the moon energy being out here for you, it really did cause some kind of disturbance for you. You love this person, you cared for these people, or this group of friends, or this family. You really liked your job, like, because you really feel disappointed. The Four of Cups comes before the Five, and the Four of Cups talks about disappointment, deep contemplation. Keep thinking about how you're hurt. The spirit is saying they want you to adapt more of a champion energy, like you can get through this. And the best way to do that is with a perspective shift. This is why I'm here. Perspective shift. Take that energy and just flip it on its head. It is not easy, and it's not done fast. It might be faster for y'all because y'all Aquarius, but it's still a process. And you want it to be a process, because each part of the process, especially if you journal, even if you do a video journal for yourself, Aquarius, each part of the process, each part of the process is very valuable. It's a lot of keys in it, a lot of nourishment in it. So let me get you a let me get an angel message first. Let me clean this up some. So let me know in the comments if this resonated for you guys. That was a chest heavy reading. But the good thing about it is, when the chariot shows up, there is a great chance, almost a sure chance. It's all, I say great chance because it's all on what you choose to do with the energy that's available to you. Like, the energy is available to you to rest, and it means stop and rest. But if you so choose, Aquarius, you can go party tonight. Do more loud stuff, drink, get emotional, cry, talk about the story with your friends. While that's a part of healing, that's not the part Spirit recommends right now. They recommend no need to even talk about it right now because you need to let your mind rest. You need to feel at rest before you take on anything else, including a crowd of people that got issues too. You don't want to make things work for yourself, worse for yourself. If that's the energy you've been in, this fighting, this heightened emotion state, that's what you're going to meet when you go outside. That's always my, if I used to pull it, like, should I go outside? Should I stay in the house? If I pull that card, in the house I am. Because there's a lot of different ways to heal. And yes, being with your friends in familiar environments is, but sometimes that works against us. So, for Aquarius. Okay. Huh. Goddess of knowledge. Start to apply what you already know. Trust your intuition, Aquarius. Like I said, your intuition is guided by its connection to the moon. The moon is water. We came here through water, which is the cups, which is love. Divine love is guiding you right now. Listen to the guidance that you're receiving. Angel of union. Yeah, that's behind the goddess of the unknown. So Spirit is handing you the keys, the jewels that you need, and you already know within yourself that you made the right decision, or that this had to happen this way, or whatever it is that you know, you know. Trust yourself. Don't fall into despair, and don't stand your ground. Like I said, make sure you stand your ground with the Seven of Wands from the Orisha deck. Stand up against opposing elements. I don't even need to read it now. Stand up against opposing elements. Pray a lot. Pray a lot. Keep incense and oils around you. Um, get you some hookah coal and burn some sage. I like to buy the broken up sage, or I'll just break it up myself. Um, and just get you a burn safe bowl and do that. Like, just spend time every day trying to get closer to the earth. Just take your shoes off and stand on the ground for a while. Let the electric field from the earth get into your auric field and do its work. We came here to heal our souls, and the earth is a healing planet. So, is there anything else I want to pull a white light oracle card for you guys, and then I'm gonna let you go. So that's really good. That's really good. Trust your intuition, Aquarius. Everything is working out for you. Everything is working out for me. Say that as soon as you start thinking negatively, as soon as you start remembering what happened, just immediately be like, everything is working out for me. Everything is working out for me. And then you'll start to see how then those feelings just become less intense, less intense. And after all that happened, you can go outside and maybe not get in a fight with somebody because you was looking to fight somebody anyway. Let me move into this oracle message. Aquarius, welcome back. So, light recap. The energy is available for you to get over every emotion that came with everything you just went through. But what you just went through was for your soul's growth and for the growth of the soul around you. What's in store for you, you don't know yet. But don't fear that. It's given very much nothing is yet set in stone, which means, well, I think it's going to go bad. Maybe this removal is really about to bring in what you really want immediately. And that thing or person or situation was in the way. So let's see. What can the white light tell us for Aquarius, please? What do you want Aquarius to know? For Aquarius. Thank you. Another four. And my ears doing that thing. Ooh, you got the best test of 174 hertz. Let me tell you something about hertz. Aromatherapy and sound therapy have been lifesavers. Put your headphones on, try it for 10 minutes a day. As long as you can take it a day, probably like twice a day. Give yourself a chance. Meaning, don't look for something to happen. Just know that it's happening. Because you don't really feel the effects of meditating while you meditate. And you do feel calm, you know what I mean? But the effect of it you feel in your interactions day to day with people. And if you're off kilter, you'll get negative effects everywhere you go, like I was just saying. But if you allow your cells to receive these sounds, because that's who need it, not your conscious mind. It's more the cells that create what comes to your conscious mind that needs those sounds to calibrate, let go, release, and heal themselves from the inside, so that way you have better results on the outside. So look up 174. It's for pain healing. Sometimes when you're so depressed, when you're so stressed, your body hurt, chest hurt, your back hurt, your knees start hurting because you've been yelling, screaming, or not sleeping, not eating properly, or whatever. That hurts does help. I can say over months' time. That's why I say believe in yourself. Don't give up on yourself, because it take a lot to heal. It's not, especially just depending on the severity or what the lesson really. So do not give up, but allow your heart to disengage from your struggles. What I tell y'all was good at detachment. Disengage is to detach. Give yourself much needed rest. If y'all watch the tarot reading, y'all already know how lit this is. It's the second sentence. You are in a phase of recovery. If you have been off your path, you are going to come back strong. You will regain your spark of passion, inspiration, and devotion. A certain order of events needs to take place in your life for your soul path to come to fruition. I just said that. Commit yourself to your sacred journey, trusting that the right thing will happen and is happening at the right time. There are several other words which I feel like it would take me 40 years to read. But what I'll do is, the name of this is the White Light Oracle. The card is number 4. It's ANAPAUSIS, but it's card number 4 in the White Light Oracle. You can look that up online, and you can look at all of the other words. I just read to you the first paragraph, but it's like this page and this page, but all of it is relevant. I'm 100% sure. And there's a little devotional prayer at the end, a healing process you can go through, and all of that. So I encourage y'all to look through it. But the main message is the perfect message for what we just now discussed, for this balsamic moon, that 4 swords energy. Rest, darling. The work has been completed. The situation is healing. Patience is required. The full moon is right around the corner. It's just really time to let go of everything you need to let go of, so your manifestations can really be pure and clean and clear of any energies that would become a challenge. That's what we all want. And we always be trying to figure out why we seem to keep attracting the same type dude or female, or why we keep going to the same type of job that's not going to give us the fulfillment that we feel that we want, or doing certain activities like that. It's because we're not really running through the right processes to to learn from the things we experience. We just feel them or try not to. So right now, Spirit is trying to guide us to understand, like, you're going to find so much healing and so much insightful information from just resting. So, Aquarius, it's been a pleasure to read for y'all. I'm glad I got that out. I really hope that this resonates with y'all. If you liked it, please hit the subscribe, hit the like button, comment, share. You can do it. If I ever said anything that was that slick, I've been known to do it. But you can do it. And just stay in contact. I'm trying to get better at it. I'm trying not better at it. I'm trying to get better at posting. So take care, you guys. You can make it through this. You will make it through this. The energy is there. Grab it. It's yours.